So let's think for a second. What would we want a to the 1/2 power to be? So let's think about that. We haven't defined it yet, but let's say we want the general rules to still work when we have powers that have fractions. We've only defined things for whole numbers so far. But we had some rules. We had a to the b to the c had to equal a to the bc, and we had a to the b, a to the c, when we multiply them, that had to be a to the b plus c. So what should we define a to the 1/2 to be? Well, what do I know? I know that a to the 1/2 squared would have to be what? Well, if this rule is to hold, I'm going to need this to be a to the 1/2 times 2. And what's 1/2 times 2? That's just going to be a to the 1, which is a. So whatever this is, this squared equals a. Well, what does that mean? It means that this needs to be a square root of a. Similarly, if I were to take a to the 1/2 times a to the 1/2, the other rule, the rule I have here, would give me a to the 1/2 plus a to the 1/2, which is also a to the 1, which is a. So, it seems like a to the 1/2 should be a root of a. Which root are we going to make it? Well, we'll make it the principal root. What if we had something like a to the 1/3? What should that be? Well, I know that a to the 1/3 cubed, if I want my rules to still hold, would need to be a to the 3/3, because 1/3 times 3 is 3/3, which would have to be a to the 1, which would just have to be a as well. So what do I know? I know that this cubed is a. Well, this needs to be a cube root of a. So it seems like a to the 1/n should be defined to be the nth root of a. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Of course, when n is even, we do have to be careful, because if a is less than 0, this is not defined. So really easy problem. If you're asked, say, what's negative, 2 to the 1/2, well, this just doesn't exist. It's not defined, no solution, however you want to write that. However, if we want to take something like, 25 to the 1/2, that's just going to be the root of 25, 25 being 5 squared, and that gives me 5. So now we have some ideas as to what we would want to do in the case of 1/n. Let's look at some more cases moving on.